It is May 8th, 2017. This is the Watchman News, and I'm Mike Callahan. Just once again, scrolling around on Facebook. Like I've said before, believe it or not, that's how I find a lot of news articles. I guess it's just kind of one of those things where I have a lot of friends that, they're into news and stuff like that. So I'll put the link to the story down in the description. And I just want to say, even before I bring the page up, I just want to say that if you studied history at all, you will know that this is what they did in Nazi Germany, okay? This is insane, folks. And when I say that, not necessarily this exact thing, but the same idea behind it. It's mind-boggling. And I believe I've reported on this before, but with a different state. So anyway, this is North Carolina. Their House passed an HB 330 allowing drivers to legally drive through protesters to block roads. Folks, this is Nazi Germany stuff, okay? It's insane. It's mind-boggling to think that somebody would say that it's okay to possibly maim or kill another human being just because you disagree with them. I mean, that's essentially what this is, folks. That's essentially what this is. Let me read the article. A new bill has passed the North Carolina House that would allow North Carolina drivers to drive through protesters who are blocking the road without being sued as long as they exercise due care. The North Carolina House passed HB 330 with a 67 to 48 vote. It was introduced by Republican Justin Burr and provides that a person driving an automobile while exercising due care is immune for civil liability for any injury to another if the injured person was participating in a demonstration or protest and blocking traffic. As we've seen time and time again, as folks run out in the middle of the streets and the interstates in Charlotte and attempt to block traffic, Burr said. The Republican commented, that he wants to ensure that drivers don't have to fear driving through Charlotte or anywhere in North Carolina. This bill does not allow for the driver of a vehicle to target protesters intentionally, he added. It does protect individuals who are rightfully trying to drive down the road. Charlotte saw a number of roads blocked after the death of Keith Lamont Scott and the protests that followed last year. During the second night of the protest, rioting erupted in uptown Charlotte with one person being shot and killed. And they've got some footage from that. It says the bill is now heading to the North Carolina Senate for final approval. So here's the thing, right? It's like anything else in life. You will always have that person that is looking to take advantage of something. Now, I'm not promoting blocking roads as a way of protest. I think there's much better ways of doing that, especially if it's, if you're on foot. I would be all behind truck drivers stopping up the interstates to demand a lot of different things, to be honest, because everybody in this country's really been, getting harm done to them by major corporations and the government themselves. And I've seen that before, and I've seen the same people that were cheering on the idea of the truck drivers doing that. The very same people were cheering on people to run over the other protesters on foot. It's sad. It's really sad that people pick and choose what we should have a right to say with our free speech. And see, what they're doing is they're trying to silence people. And this is one way they're trying to do it. They're trying in a multitude of ways. Dabu just did a video a little bit earlier about how over in the UK, they're threatening to delete thousands of Facebook accounts for people speaking their mind. And folks, this is not going to get better. I mean, look at history. They're always it always gets worse until it reaches a certain tipping point, until humanity realizes that they have no choice but to fight back. And the sad thing is I think, I can't tell you this for certain, but I think that it could be stopped earlier than that. But we have to speak out against this. Again, you don't have to agree with somebody else, okay? You don't have to agree with them. But to cause harm to another individual because, well, in this case, they're mourning over a man that died, and they're disagreeing with how it happened. Let me remind everybody, I have a wide audience, and I appreciate that. And the thing of it is I look at everybody the same, right? So I looked at the death of Keith Lamont Scott the exact same as I look at the death of Lavoy Finicum. Okay, I really do. And I'm saying that, I'm just putting Keith's name in there because it's on the screen here, but to me, all people are equal, and it doesn't matter, what their viewpoint is on different things. This country was founded so that we had a right to have our individual opinions, right? Now, this country wasn't founded for us to be able to force that individual opinion on everybody else, right? That's just the way it was founded. But see, we've changed that. It's became a mob mentality type of rule in this country, where you can have a extremely tiny percentage of people force the entire nation, right, to accept things. And I don't have to use any examples. I think you can kind of figure it out. But it's insane. It's absolutely insane. And this is the type of stuff that they did in Nazi Germany, and I'm sure they've done it at other time periods in other places, to where they've gotten the people to actually go after one another. See, here's the thing. There's a big difference between civil war and revolution, okay? And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that the society in this country is not too awful far from collapse. And a lot of it, in the end, comes down to government and big business, big corporations, big banks, and is causing a squeeze on pretty much everybody in this country in one way or another. Okay, so they understand they're at that tipping point. And when you're at that tipping point, there's one of two things that's going to happen. You either have a civil war or you have a revolution. Well, if they can get people involved in a civil war, they can achieve all of their goals in one swap. Bam, done. All of their goals. And it looks like they're largely succeeding. So, I just ask people when they see stuff like this, think, right? Think about it on yourself. That's the way we should always look at things, right? Instead of thinking about how you would feel if it happened to the other guy, ask yourself how it would feel if it happened to you.